feels good to say this two games in a row after having not done it 6 games in a row. Bruins friends, let's top dog it out, because that is a 6-2 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Now, this was certainly this felt like a game akin to last game, but with more things that the Bruins did right. And in a way, it kind of felt like a reversal of fortune. The Bruins were succeeding in ways that Tampa usually succeeded, and Tampa was failing in ways that the Bruins usually succeeded. So, and before we get into any of that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Stay tuned for updates. Follow me on Twitter at ITDBruins, and hope to have you around for a while. Now, before the game, we had some pretty interesting news, and that news came in the form of IR announcements. First of all, Hampus Lindholm has not played since November. Only now is he being transferred to LTIR. Apparently his recovery is taking a lot longer than expected. So he's being placed on LTIR. The question that I mainly have is, why wasn't he there beforehand so that we could reap some of the cap relief that if that $6.5 million would have given us. Second of all, Charlie McAvoy is on IR because of a hit that he took last game. And third of all, Mark Kastelic is on IR thanks to a hit from the last Tampa game. And believe me, Emil Lilleberg was definitely a target for the Bruins this game. It's not mince words. But Bruins, in return, decided to call up a couple of the boys from Prov. First of all, to fill the hole in defense, we have Mike Callahan, and playing in his first NHL game ever. Franklin native. Of course, Sweeney's going to call him up. Secondly, we have Vinny Lettieri coming back up. I still wish that they called up Lysell because we all wish that they called up Lysell, but all is not lost. All is not lost because the Bruins did end up calling back up ya boy, Matt Patra, and immediately he showed why he deserves to be back up here. Braden points out the lineup on Tampa's side. It's Swayman versus Vasilevsky. Puck drops and immediately the Bruins get to work. The Bruins get to work. Hedman completely whiffs on a shot. And Patra snags it and runs the complete other way with it. Nick Perbix tries to lay out, and it doesn't work. I gotta be honest though, the pass that Patra threaded from him to Frederick was phenomenal on here. Vasilevsky, even though he's definitely taken a step back because of due to injury, he's still a fantastic goaltender in this league. He's still a Vezina winner. Let's not mince words. He's still one of the best to ever do it. And Perbix basically gave Patra no shot to, no chance to pass it, and he just threaded the needle right to Frederick. Frederick taps it in, and on the other side, 1-0 Bruins. And because this ends up being a very, very chippy game, Frederick nearly has a Gordie Howe hat trick in this game. The only thing that he doesn't get is an assist, which you would also expect to be the easiest one of those to get. But but he doesn't. Next up, we got a first. We got a first. There's Parker Wotherspoon on a beautiful pass from Pasternak. Knocks in his first ever NHL goal. And this was a work of art. Pasta's climbed back up out of the doldrums. He gets 3 points in this game. Dude gets 3 points in this game. 2 assists, 1 goal. And honestly, 48 points. It's not terrible for him. And I will say 20 goals is a little bit less than what I'd expect him to have so far this season. But I'm at least happy that he's back at 20 goals, and no doubt that he's only gonna get better and better. Like this, like I said, the 6-game losing streak, it was terrible. Pasta had a good Pasta was like one of the lone bright spots. You know who else was a pretty good bright spot? Jeremy Swayman. 43 saves tonight. 43. And admittedly that's where my main frustration comes in, and with this win, is that you shouldn't have to win because you shouldn't have to have your goalie turn into a brick fucking wall for you to win games. You really shouldn't. Like, realistically, you should be able to win this on your own offensive merits. And yes, the Bruins scored 6 goals on just 24 shots. It's 22 of those were on Vasilevsky, so he scored 4 goals on 22 shots on Vasilevsky. That's a bad night out for Vazzy. But you're not going to get past his prime Vasilevsky every single game. You're not. And I think the Bruins know this. Yes. All I can really hope for is that with Patra back in the lineup, the offense can spark some sort of forward momentum. The fact that the Bruins scored 2 like 2 or 3 goals on breakaways in this game, on freaking breakaways, that was all that was needed for me to be like, okay, this is a good trend. I don't now, is it going to last? Who knows? The Bruins right now are not consistent. So that is where my main apprehension comes in. Especially because the Bruins end up allowing Tampa to come back in this with 2 goals allowed in the second period, including 1 in like the last 15 seconds. One from Connor Geekie, one from Victor Hedman. And yes, both of those players are good. You still don't want them to score at all. So we go into the third period. It is chipper. It is you're seeing Lilleberg go at it with Frederick. You're seeing Zadorov go at it with Hedman. You're seeing everybody on the Bruins go at Mikey Eyssimont because Mikey Eyssimont is... I've had problems with Mikey Eyssimont. I've had plenty of problems with Mikey Eyssimont. He is simply a pest. And on some level, I can respect that he's a pest, but on the other hand, and my God, can he be a pest? So it's getting down to the wire. Bruins have not played well in their own zone, and they're forcing Swayman to make save after save. And while I will be upset about the Bruins not being good in their own zone, they're kind of I don't know what I really expect from them at this point, at least on defense. Their top pair is Brandon Carlo and Nikita Zadorov. Then it's it's Mason Lohrei and Parker Wotherspoon, and then Andrew Peeke and Michael Callahan. That's not a defense. That's not a defense. The only defense there that is NHL caliber is Carlo and Zadorov, and that is at the very best a third pair defense. So without two of your best defensemen in the lineup, you kind of have to hope that Swayman shows up and shows out, and he did. Let's not mince words. He did. He is the main reason why the Bruins won this game. And I think at this point we kind of owe him a little bit of an apology. Some of you might be a little bit apprehensive to apologize to him, and I can completely understand that. But at the same time, he's the reason why you've won the past two games. He's the reason why you've won the past two games, and you can probably argue that he's the reason why we lost 4 of 6 on during that losing streak. But like, again, for him to be the reason you win when the defense in front of him is this badly, you kind of got to give him props. So, getting down to the wire, Bruin Lightning pull Vasilevsky, and the Bruins are still not playing well in their own zone. And then a face-off happens, and Andrew Peeke just fires a piss missile right down the end of the right down into the goal. And this was actually really funny because Charlie Coyle ends up jumping over this puck. Like, Peeke just has the orbital laser cannon lined up, and Charlie Coyle realizes, oh, I'm in the way. Whoop! And Peeke just right to the net. And then the Lightning pull Vasilevsky again, 5-2. And Marshy, similarly, just... Actually, no, this wasn't Marchand. This was Zacha. Huh. Just absolute piss missile. And that's how we get 6-2. Bruins, again, I'm happy they won. Still definitely some kinks to iron out. No doubt about that. But being able to say, yeah, we won this one. It's good. Winning back-to-back against Florida teams. We love watching Florida die. Next up, you ain't playing until Saturday. You got the rest of this week to just frickin' kick your feet up, have a spa day, why don't you? And just collect yourself for Ottawa. They're not doing too bad. They're not doing too bad. You do have to zero in on them because they're catching up to you in the standings. And with this game, you do jump over Tampa for sole possession of third place in the division, but you're not. But this league giveth and this league taketh. Don't let them taketh. And with that, I will taketh my leave. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys again on Saturday. Take care.